There's a quiet kind of strength that doesn't need applause. It doesn't rush to be heard. It doesn't need to prove anything. And when you truly feel that strength inside you, something shifts. You stop trying to be noticed. You stop competing for attention. Instead, you begin to understand that real dignity is not found in standing above others, but in knowing when to bow your head, with grace, with respect, and with clarity. Krishna understood this better than anyone. Even as a divine soul, someone who held immense wisdom, he never tried to show off. He could have spoken of deep truths at any moment. But he didn't. When he went to learn from his teacher, Sandipani Muni, he sat at his feet like any other student. He listened. He followed instructions. He remained steady and humble. That simple choice, it changed everything. Because through that action, Krishna reminded the world of something we often forget. You don't lose anything by respecting those who came before you. In fact, you receive something even more valuable. You gain wisdom that's rooted in gratitude. You develop a calm strength that no title or achievement can ever replace. Today, everyone is in a hurry to be seen, to prove they are sharper, faster, more advanced. But very few pause to ask, what do we lose in that race? Because the moment we try to make someone above us feel small, we may win attention, but we lose something far deeper. We lose trust. We lose quiet blessings. We lose the invisible protection that comes from staying grounded. The Gita speaks about this with gentle honesty. It says, one who is not envious, who treats others with kindness, is deeply dear to the divine. Not envious. Not always trying to be first. Just calm. Just consistent. Someone who can respect others without feeling less. There's a story from Krishna's early years that carries this truth clearly. When he and Balram went to study with Sandipani Muni, they didn't behave like special students. Krishna, who could have taught the scriptures himself, simply followed the path. He listened. He asked questions like any child would. He did his daily work, stayed humble, and never tried to outshine his teacher. He didn't drop hints about who he really was. He didn't try to impress anyone. He let his guru lead. And what he received in return was something far more lasting than praise. He received blessings. Not the kind that make headlines, but the kind that stay with you quietly, guiding your journey in ways you may never fully see. Because when your strength is rooted in respect, it grows differently. It doesn't shout. It doesn't shake the room. It moves gently, like soft rain after a long dry season, slowly touching the roots of who you are. We often think being the most talented or being the brightest will protect us. But when you try to rise by outshining the ones guiding you, you create a kind of wound. Not always visible, but real. You create discomfort. You create tension. And even if nothing is said out loud, something changes in the space. That's why Krishna didn't do it. He didn't hide his strength. But he never felt the need to display it for attention. Because true strength never needs to declare itself. It simply exists, lifting others, not pushing them aside. There's a kind of intelligence that comes from knowing when to step forward and when to hold back. Not because you're afraid, but because you understand the value of balance. Because you see the bigger picture. Krishna never needed to be the loudest voice in the room. His presence was already deep enough. And that's something we can carry in our own lives too. Because all of us, at some point, have had teachers. Not just school teachers, but elders, mentors, the people who gave us chances when we didn't have much to offer. The ones who corrected us, guided us, believed in us when we were still unsure of ourselves. And sometimes, as we grow, we forget. We get so focused on proving that we've made it, that we forget to carry that respect forward. We forget that becoming strong doesn't mean leaving others behind. But Krishna didn't forget. And in that remembrance, he built something unshakable. A kind of inner strength no one could take from him. So the next time you're in a space where you know more than the one speaking, or you feel the urge to correct someone, just to show you're right, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what would Krishna do here? Would he speak to be seen? Or would he let someone else have their place, their dignity, their moment? Choosing to hold back isn't weakness. It's one of the highest forms of maturity, the kind that creates room for everyone to grow. And if you've ever had someone who believed in you, someone who took the time to pass their knowledge forward, honor that. Not just with your words, but with your behavior, with your patience, with your choice to lift others instead of rising alone. Because when you walk with humility and grace, you never walk alone. You carry with you the support of something higher, the blessings of those who walked before you, and the quiet strength of knowing that your success was built not by overpowering others, but by walking with them. That is the kind of strength that endures. That's the kind of strength Krishna lived. And that same strength is waiting inside you too, not in trying to outshine the world, but in choosing to honor what truly matters.